name is Alan Sebastian Motortiz, and today I'm going to present my evidence too, made over the centuries 99 and 20. Well, I'm going to talk about some of the successes that happened in the 19th and 20th. One of the first successes most important was the First World War. The second is the Great Depression. The third is the Second World War. And finally, I'm going to talk about the Russian Revolution. First World War. Germany began with the invasion of Belgium, while Austria-Hungary focused on the invasion of Serbia, and the Ottomans invaded Persia and produced genocide of Kurds. This group is called the Triple Alliance, formed by Austria-Hungary, the German Empire, and the Ottoman Empire. By 1917, the Triple Entente made up Russia, Great Britain, and France took defense actions. Russia invaded the east of the Central Empires. Great Britain and France attacked from the west and was winning, with the United States entering the war on April 6, 1917. On October 20, the Ottoman Empire officially presented its surrender, and on November 11, Germany signed the armistice that ended the war. Around 10 million people died, living in Europe in ruins and with a new geopolitical order. Great Britain, France, and the United States consolidated as international powers. As for the Triple Alliance, Austria-Hungary, it was dissolved and its territory was divided. The Ottoman Empire became a republic under the name of Turkey. In Germany, the monarchy was also abolished, and it was forced to sign the humiliating Treaty of Versailles, in which it gave up 65 kilometers of territory and 7 million in habitation. Great Depression. It happened on October 29 on the year 1929, when the New York stock market fell, announcing one of the periods of economic crisis most difficult for modern capitalism. After the collapse, the international markets began to react, and the great tycoons lost their fortunes in a second. The crisis spread throughout the 1930s and affected all the countries of the world. Taking advantage of this moment, the totalitarian governments managed to obtain support from the voters by promising economic miracles and other works to restore stability. The Second World War. After the Great Economic Depression, the resentment of defeat and strong measures imposed by the Treaty of Versailles created a revenge, but now under the command of Adolf Hitler. While in Italy, Mussolini consolidated his power and began his ambitious and violent policy of expansionism. The conflict broke out when, on October 1st, 1939, Hitler invaded Poland, and within 2 days, Great Britain and France became allied. But now countries such as Canada, Australia, and India will join. The Soviet Union will enter in June 1941, and finally United States in December of the same year. The countries empowered by Germany suffered an oppressive and genocide regime. Nazis mainly pursued Jews, Gypsies, Slavs, Poles, etc. However, on June 22, 1941, Hitler broke a non-belligerence pact that he had previously signed with the Soviet Union, invading it in a great mobilization called the Operation Barbarossa. The Soviet Union joined Great Britain, France, and Canada. Great battle arose as in the city of Leningrad, in which they prevented the passage of a aid station, with more than 1 million civilians dead. The Battle of Stalingrad that lasted a year, resulting in a record of more than 2 million deaths. Germany united the Nazis with the Gral and eventually led to surrender. Russia Revolution. In February 1917, The slowness of the winter and the shortage of food caused a series of popular movements to explode. It was so strong that on March 2, Nicholas II abdicated the throne of Russia and the Duma assumed the throne, and the new regime suspended hostilities, with the Central Empires to try to establish calm within. In October 1917, a new revolution, known as the Bolshevik Revolution, began in Russia, where the socialists, with the name of the Reds, faced the moderate monarchists, that the name is the Whites, allowed the Whites managed to return with the support of the Great Britain. It was not until 1920 that the Reds, led by Lenin, finally managed to prevail and win the Civil War. On December 13, 1922, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics managed to become a superpower throughout the 20th century. I hope you like my evidence and thank you very much for your attention.